Good afternoon from the Ripco Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy. We're into the last heat of the round, and we're on the lookout for our last quarter finalists. It's going to be a heat between Rio Waida, the Indonesian, who'll be in the red jersey, looking to maintain a position within that cut line, and Caio Ibelli, who's already starting to make his climb. Kayo's going to be out there in the blue jersey. Here on the call.
Not for them, for us, though. We're going to bring the fun.
Let's see what unfolds here. Rio looking to get things started early. He's looked great in his road through to this part of the contest so far. Nice swoop off the top. Moving a lot of water. Swift again on rail. This wave fades away, though, and he opts out. He graduated to the CT ranks full-time, and he's been here as a fixture. And he needs a big finish in this contest to keep that place on the CT. The final of Championship Tour events before, as we see him up now. So nothing from Rio really on those opening rides. It's going to threaten Kayo here, but you could feel that. His board clubbed him in the head, just that front foot slipping off. That wave off, he was on his way to a good score. Really clean rail work on the outside here, even with all that bump on the face. Just needed the big finish.
You could see that he just really had to extend that top turn there. Lots of lump and bump to deal with. Had nice variety here. Went to this carving turn, really burying that rail there. And this is the moment that we were having a bit of a laugh at. Sorry, Kayo.
Oh, once he recovered. Look at that, though. Oh, did it got him in the side of the head.
Not nice.
And then, he was lucky to just get away from that equipment. It's happened to all of us.
Oh.
You know, that I felt it almost.
Wow. I also think he was probably onto his way to a semi-decent score too if he made that last turn. That was pretty unfortunate. Looked really, really bad, the way that board just connected with his forehead then. Had that really high one-score wave, but just couldn't find a backup. It's left out the back needing a 4.3.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, in most of the heats, the surfers try to get a little bit busier early on in the exchanges, and that's exactly what Rio's doing here, as he just comes hammering down the line here. A lot of speed. Looking super psyched and ready to throw everything at this heat. Unfortunately, falls on that final move. So a mistake there that's going to cost him some points.
I just feel like with the conditions like today, if you take off, you've got to be making these waves. Beautiful first carving manoeuvre there. Gets it up into the lip here. Just eyeing off this section down the line. Gets a little pop in the fin release, followed by another one, but that was crucial.
And with Rio having a look at this wave, we'll watch this unfold and then see what Cade had to say after an important heat win. Let's go to that interview now. Cade Matson.
That's a tough pill to swallow as we break down this one from Rio that happened during that post-heat interview. Couple of foam climbs there in quick succession and 4 foam climbs. Backs it up with a bit of a tail release on that last one. Back to what you were saying before, I'm not sure what way I would go. I mean, it's tough for me as we see Kayo having a look.
Well, let's see if Kayo can make this one count. A lot of bump on the face, sticking with it, threading things at the moment, just trying to keep some speed for a monster finish down the line, loading up. There's a nice carve, really ripping that board through all that bump with no problem at all. Forces a reverse on the end section. Didn't really have the speed to do it.
Couldn't fall on that last one. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. Still, looking at from the water angle here, I mean, you can just see how tricky this wave is to surf. Kayo just really trying to pick the eyes out of it and find some smooth face here. Drops down into this section, gets a bit of a foam climb. That was kind of nice, getting that carving manoeuvre there for a bit of variation. And, yeah, what you said, Ron, he just didn't have quite...
Who's going to take that honour? Maybe it'll be Rio Waida if he can thread together some big turns here. Nice flow to kick this right off. And you can tell he's not pushing too hard through those bumps, but just really slicing nicely and bringing this one through to the inside. Get some release in the tail there. Might even find another couple of hits down the line here. Really strong surfer, got a powerful build, and it allows him to just keep punching through the sections.
Right now, he's making it. These guys are just surfing so good. Sometimes when you watch it with this camera following at the same speed as them too, it's hard to actually give justice to just how fast these guys are too. This was just so well surfed. It was so tricky. There was so many different sections to navigate. That turn there was the money for me. I feel like that's where most of the points came from. It was really progressive. It's a big fin throw. Made up a lot of ground through that section and got a little bonus. Really well surfed.
Loving Richie Lovett's call, just that comparison to Danny Wills. I think the sponsorship factor plays a part, that sticker on the end of the board. But Danny Wills had an incredible amount of power and punch for, a pretty short, nuggety guy. He just had pinpoint timing and amazing release out of the pocket of the wave.
We'll have a look at this one. This wave was caught in pretty quick succession after that last one that he got.
It's just busy too in this lineup, isn't he? And it's working in his favour.
Looks like Kayo might have a swing here down the line.
Oh, he's going to have to find that open face to get started, just climbing up over that first section. The wave is sectioning off a little bit, but he's got some speed. So he's keeping pace at the moment as he loads up, swings the reverse. This time he gets a completion there.
We'll break this down here now. So he goes up into the lip there. There's a foam climb. A lot of ground to cover here. Bit of a loosey-goosey foam climb, that one. And it brings it through to the inside. Knows he needs to get a bit of progression in there. Bit of variety. Because without this, it just would have been those two foam climbs. And I like that he put it on the line. He needed to do this. It was pretty critical.
Yeah, he knows what he's got to do. You can see the surfers wearing their Apple Watches. And they can get the full rundown. Oh, have a look at this on the inside. Kayo finds some space. Waiting on his last ride to come through as he punches through the lip. Looking fired up, but just can't get ahead of this one. So that's not going to be it. He wants to get back into a quarterfinal position. As he loads up, he's got some speed. Just sizing up his options here. Attacks the lip. Drives off the bottom. Big section here. Nice swoop off the top. As Rio finishes this one off on the inside. And that is feeling like the strongest number in the heat so far. Really great timing on that big front side. Ripped through the pocket, Felicity.
Super clean as well this way. Once he gets past this section, drops down here, goes to the lip, and then is able to really lay that board on rail. That was really well surfed. I really like that wave. I'm just interested to see where it's going to go compared to this 6.03 that Kayo just dropped. I think he is going to better his situation, and now that just leaves Kayo at the back with priority. As we watched that turn there, it was just super critical. It's kind of like he had to change his mind halfway through, went up to hit the lip, changed it to a floater, comes around this section, and, well, it was just a textbook carve.
Remember these competitors, and he did really well there. So the numbers starting to roll through, looking pretty solid, but Kayo's going to get a shot at hitting back here. Climbs up on the foam, and now drifting the tail. This wave standing up nicely for the Brazilian. As he just gets a little bogged down there, and it just threw his flow off for a big finish there, and there's only 50 seconds to go. In this event. Didn't happen for him in this heat. As we see the replay of that last ride, you're right, got a little sticky there on that first move. Recovered well on the second, but sort of fell apart here on the end.
And he knows it too, just quick out of there. Everything was just slightly off as we see Rio.
Yeah, it's been a pretty close heat considering. I mean, tough sections to read. Kayo was doing his best with that one, but you know, he kind of really likes to lay his board deep on rail. It's not as rail to rail for Rio, and it's kind of worked in these conditions, his approach.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's just had a better read on.
But Rio Waida, he has equalled his best finish in a CT event, and he's not done yet. He is into the quarterfinals. And he is absolutely buzzing.